Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Snazzle Dazzle, and today we will be redesigning some of your old characters. So I went over to my social medias to see if you guys would offer any OCs to be used in a challenge that you have neglected for quite the time. And you guys delivered! The challenge was to get multiple characters from different users and redesign them all into one randomized setting. The first two old designs came from the same user on Twitter. The last design came from a user on TikTok. The prompt that I got was a wacky and colorful mansion floating above a bustling metropolis where everything is made of candy. Admittedly, I did forget about the candy part, but I still think the designs turned out pretty good. Okay, first we'll be going over the concept sketches that I had done previous to making any of the drawings. And as I do that, I will tell you some of the lore that I thought behind these three redesigned characters. Once upon a time, there was two kingdoms. The kingdom of the stars and the kingdom of rainbows. Conflict spread over the peoples of the two kingdoms, and a revolution rised. After many, many deaths, fearing the worst, the royals handed over their last surviving children to a priest of the skies that they trusted deeply. Under royal orders, the priest whisked away the two children up into his skyward home for protection. The worst case scenario came to realization as the rest of the royal family were slaughtered by militia that were formed against them. And as the rainbow and the star family have been slaughtered, everything down below turned dark and gray, not a color in sight, except for the island that was skyward. It shone with color, brighter than the rest, as the two children slept in their beds soundly in the mansion above. And so the priest raised the two children into strong and formidable people, hoping that one day they could come and return to their kingdom that was once theirs. And that's about all I wrote for lore-wise. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's get into the designs. First up is the priest Jose, who was particularly close to the king and queen of stars, and therefore has a closer bond with their son, opposed to the daughter of the rainbows. He still has a close bond with the rainbows, of course, but he's just simply more familiar with the stars. I would imagine he has a kind and demure attitude, though admittedly he's not very expressive when it comes to, facial expressions. I was told that Jose was supposed to be a suricata, which I couldn't exactly read, because at first I did assume he was like a panda of some sort, but I think that was mostly just because of the ear placement being too high and the patterning being slightly off, so I fixed that in my design. And before anyone asks, yes, the priest outfits are a reference to the Jesus-like everything on him. Next up is the Prince of the Stars, known as King, though I'm sure that's not his real name. I'm sure his name is more star-themed, like the rest of his family, though I won't say it here. You should make your guesses in the comments on what you think it could be. I imagine him as more of a quiet and reserved character. He doesn't get into much of anyone's business, but people love getting into his. I also imagine that due to his closeness with the priest, he kind of apprenticed under him as a religious scholar, hence his more matching outfit with Jose. He and his sister have a close bond, but he does find her a bit overbearing, like many siblings do, because of her more hyper nature. And lastly, we have the Princess of Rainbows. Despite her namesake, Blue tries very hard to be cheerful and keep spirits up around the mansion. I like to imagine that she's quite good with the arts and is very creative and is a bit of a artistic prodigy for her age. She loves planning events, even if not many people are able to show up to it due to it being in the sky. Though they do serve as good bonding time for her older adoptive brother and father. Design-wise, I wasn't sure what type of dog she was meant to be. I knew she was blue, but that was about it. I originally thought maybe perhaps a basset hound would work, but I realized the face shape was off. So I looked at other dog species and decided a mix of a basset hound and a pit bull would be a good balance to keep her appearance while still having some references to go off while drawing her. I kind of just decided to give her the pretty princess look, considering she's just kind of cutesy in her original image, so I thought it fit while changing the design to fit the setting more. I had her palette be a more blue, cool-colored focused, both due to her name and to separate her from Jose and King, which I think it was rather effective on doing so, and I really liked how her design turned out. Though she is a little awkwardly shaded, I will admit that. And that's all I have on her. And here are all the designs together. This is the end of the video. Thank you for, watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, maybe. Bye-bye!